it is definitely possible. So for those people that you might see that said you can't do it, maybe they can't do it. You really have to look at your state's laws. Hey y'all, hey, this is your girl Rita, also known as the self-proclaimed gold digger. Welcome to my channel where I discuss my life as a wife, mom, entrepreneur, and business owner, all while trying to crush and achieve my goals. If this is your first time to my channel, welcome. But if you are a fellow gold digger, welcome back. I am glad to have each and every one of you. All right, so today's topic, I am going to be discussing how you can be a notary in two different states. Yes, we will discuss that and see if that is something that you are able to do. I am a dual commission notary. That's what it means if you have your notary commission in two different states. So I am dual commission for South Carolina as well as Georgia. So if you live close to neighboring states, meaning like you live close to the border of a neighboring state, because all of us live, there's a state beside us or whatever. But if you live close to the border of another state, this is something that you would want to look into, especially for those states up north. Like y'all are like packed in there. The states are all, really, really tight and close together. So definitely look into that. For some of the other states that are more spaced out, still look into it, see if it's something that you can do in your state or in the neighboring state that is close to you. Okay, so I live here in South Carolina. So I applied for my notary commission in South Carolina, and I also work in Georgia because I live very close to the South Carolina and Georgia border. So I actually was commissioned in Georgia, even though I don't live there, I work there. I received my commission for Georgia before I even received my commission for South Carolina, where I actually live. So, but the way I was able to do that is because I worked in Georgia. My office is in Georgia. Now, you really have to look at your state's laws. The reason why I say that is because for even in my situation, I have to physically live in South Carolina and work in Georgia. It cannot be the other way around. You might be like, what are you talking about? What do you mean the other way around? Like, I cannot live in Georgia and work in South Carolina. If that is the case, I would not be able to be dual commission for both South Carolina as well as Georgia. Okay, so that's why I say you really want to look at the state laws, because somebody might have their commission for two different states and you're wondering how were they able to do that. And the rules might apply for them because of where they live, but if you live in a different state, even though it might be the two same states that you're trying to get dual commission in, it won't apply for you. So the reason why it doesn't apply if you live in Georgia is because South Carolina does not allow anyone that does not reside in the state to become a notary. Okay, one of the requirements for you to be a South Carolina notary is that you have to be a registered voter in the state. So that's why you have to physically live here and be able to register to vote in order to be a South Carolina notary. Now, Georgia, their requirements are different. They don't require for you to be a registered voter, even though I wouldn't mind being a voter over there, especially since my business is over there. I would love to be able to control some of the laws and stuff that dictate my business, but that is neither here nor there. But their requirements are different for you to be a Georgia notary. For them, they say that it's okay if you live here, but also if you work here or have a business in Georgia, then you can become a notary. So Very, 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 very important. I don't know if I can emphasize that enough. You have to check the state laws of the, not only of the state that you live in, but also of the state that you are trying to get dual commission in, and see if they offer any type of reciprocity where you could be a notary in that particular state. All right. So because Georgia's requirements are different, I can either live in Georgia, or I can work or have a business in Georgia, and then I can become a notary. Now, the other thing with Georgia as well, is a little bit different process than in South Carolina, is Georgia also requires you to have two people vouch for your character, that you are a person of, good character, upstanding citizen, that kind of stuff. So you do have to get two people to vouch for you on your behalf. For South Carolina, that was not the case. I just had to fill out the application. I believe I even had to put like my voter registration number. I'm not sure. I might have just had to say I was registered to vote, but y'all will have to, don't quote me on that, look that up to see. But for South Carolina, I remember there was something asking if I was a registered voter. May have even had to go as far as putting my voter registration number on the application. So South Carolina, filled out the application, got it notarized, and you sent it in, and then you paid your fee, of course. You would send it in, and then they would send you your commission letter saying that you were approved, or you are now a commissioned notary. And that's how I was able to get commissioned in Georgia before I was able to get commissioned in South Carolina, because Georgia, like I said, their process was different. Once I had my application filled out, I could actually take it to the county clerk's office, and then I was sworn in. I believe for South Carolina, everything goes to, I don't know. No, you had to send it to a different office. But either way, you had to, for South Carolina, I had to send it into an office. And for Georgia, I could come into the office, and I was sworn in, and I received my commission that same day, once they saw that my application was approved, or it met the necessary requirements. So yeah, I became a Georgia notary before I became a South Carolina notary. But it is definitely possible. So for those people that you might see that said you can't do it, maybe they can't do it, but it may be possible for you. But it really just depends. So don't think, well, how are you able to have dual commissions in South Carolina and Georgia, and someone else tried to get dual commission in South Carolina and Georgia, and they did not get it, or whatever state or whatever. And it could just be because where you actually live, where you actually work, that kind of thing. So the criteria is different from state to state, and it's important for you to check the state laws of any state that you are trying to become commissioned in. Okay. So I hope that was helpful. I hope that explained a little bit more about how you can become dual commission. I don't say it too often, but every time it seems like I say it, people always ask me, how am I able to be dual commission? And lately I've been getting more questions about how I'm able to be dual commission, that kind of thing. So I figured I would put a video out there to help y'all. Okay. But yeah, that is pretty much all that I have. I want to say thank you to everyone who has been supporting my channel. We are growing. I have 1,300 subscribers now, all thanks to you guys. I'm also going to be doing some free notary workshops coming up, so be sure to check those out and tune in. If you see that, or if you see me post about that, you want to make sure you go ahead and register for that. But yes, that is all I have for now. This is your girl Rita, also known as the self-proclaimed gold digger. Take care, everyone.